When people talk about the greatest fighter aces of World War II, names like Galland, Hartmann, or Bong often dominate the conversation. But thousands of miles away, flying in scorching deserts and over the Mediterranean Sea, one man quietly became Australia's top-scoring fighter ace of World War II. He wasn't flashy, he wasn't chasing glory, and he didn't even start flying fighters until his late 20s. This is the story of Clive "Killer" Caldwell, a man whose kill tally, tactical brilliance, and leadership made him one of the most lethal Allied pilots of the war. Clive Caldwell was born 28 July 1911 in Sydney, Australia. Unlike many future fighter aces, Caldwell wasn't a childhood aviation prodigy. In fact, he didn't fly at all until he was a teenager. Instead, he became a surveyor, working in remote areas of Australia, harsh environments that would later prepare him mentally and physically for combat flying in the desert. Caldwell didn't learn to fly until 1938, just 1 year before World War II broke out. By the time he joined the Royal Australian Air Force in 1940, he was already 28 years old, older than most new fighter pilots and far from the stereotypical boy ace. But Caldwell lacked in youth. He made up for discipline, focus, relentlessness, and study. Caldwell was posted to number 250, Squadron RAF in North America, flying against experienced German and Italian pilots. This was no gentle introduction to the air combat. The North African campaign was brutal. There was blinding sand, extreme heat, long missions, and deadly opponents like the Luftwaffe JG-27, one of Germany's elite fighter units. Caldwell faced pilots flying Messerschmitt 109s and Italian Maschi C-202s. Many Allied pilots struggled. Caldwell thrived. Caldwell is most closely associated with the P-40, a rugged but often underestimated fire. Excellent dive speed, strong airframe, heavy armament, and poor altitude performances, inferior climb rate compared to the Bf-109 are its strengths and weaknesses. Caldwell understood the P-40's limits and refused to fight on the enemy's terms. Instead of turning or climbing with the Germans, he perfected boom and zoom attacks, high-speed slashing, vertical disengagements, and the P-40 was used like a hammer, not a scalpel. Later in the war, he flew Supermarine Spitfires. Caldwell transitioned to the Spitfire Mark IV and Spitfire Mark VIII. While more maneuverable, Caldwell maintained his disciplined style, never relying on flashy dog style when energy management would win the day for him. Caldwell entered the nickname Killer Caldwell, but not for his reckless aggression. In fact, the nickname came from his clinical efficiency. He's known for closing to extremely short range before firing, ensuring kills rather than clanging damaged aircraft, carefully studying the enemy's tactics and adjusting accordingly. One of Caldwell's most controversial but effective habits was deliberate gunning practice against ground wrecks. While some saw this as wasteful, Caldwell believed if it saved my life in the air, it was worth it. That philosophy paid off. By the end of the war, he had 28.5 confirmed aerial victories, Australia's highest scoring fighter ace of World War II. He had victories against German and Italian aircraft, multiple enemy aces among his kills. He was awarded the Distinguished Service Order, the Distinguished Flying Cross, 2 bars to the DFC. But Caldwell wasn't obsessed with the numbers. He cared about survival. As squadron leader, Caldwell was respected, not feared. He led from the front, flew combat missions alongside new pilots, taught practical tactics instead of bravado. Many pilots credited Caldwell with saving his life and their lives, not just shooting down enemies. Unlike aces, he discouraged lone wolf behaviors, glory hunting, risky dogfighting for ego. His philosophy, you win by coming home alive. He was court-martialed over allegations of fuel mismanagement and black-marketed trading, to charge many historians believe was exaggerated or politically motivated. Though his career suffered, Caldwell remained a respected combat veteran, a symbol of Australia's wartime contribution. He lived quietly after the war and passed away in 1994 at the age of 82. His legacy isn't just about kill counts. It's about tactical intelligence over brute force, discipline over bravado, leadership over legend building. He proved that skill and preparation could overcome superior technology and that the true aces aren't born, they were made. Clive Killer Caldwell may not be as famous as other World War II aces, but those who flew with him knew the truth. He wasn't chasing immortality. He was fighting to survive. If you enjoyed this deep dive into World War II's most underrated aces, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on those notifications for more warbird and pilot history. Let us know in the comments which World War II pilot or airplane you would like for us to cover next. Until then, blue skies forever.